Okay, g'day, Mcdaddy and Tubby, camper trailing. Look, over the next few months, we're going to be going to some caravan shows. We want to check out a few different caravans, maybe quiz some of the people on how good they think their campers are. So if you've got questions
I'll just pack up the drone while you're tracking it. Yeah,
and
chatting there, Mcdaddy.
queries, just let us know what you want to ask these guys. What type of camper would you like us to have a look at?
Well, there's heaps of questions on the forums we're seeing about the types of things people are looking for, so we can probably address that sort of stuff too, I guess.
Yeah, that's right. No, you got the common ones, which is warranties and servicing and maintenance. But what we need to know is if we break down halfway across the Nullarbor or up Cape York, just how good is the after sale service? That's one of the big things with these camper trailers.
Well, it's all about confidence, isn't it? Confidence to take your vehicle on some of these longer trips. Like we've seen most people start out and they'll just go, maybe an hour or two away. And that gives you a bit of confidence in your vehicle. And if things are going to go wrong, you'd hope that they're going to go wrong there, wouldn't you?
Yeah. But you need to have good after sale service.
Yeah.
A lot of them talk the talk, but they're not walking the walk.
Well, I guess that's what we've got to find out, because is it the vehicle brand, or is it the equipment that the brands are fitting due to demand? You're like, okay, so how many brands out there, for example, are there hot water systems that you can trust off-road? Like what is there? That's what we've got to find out. We know of Truma, and from my personal experience, I've had trouble with mine. It's just one of those things that I had one actually just go while I was traveling, and that was a big problem.
Yeah,
so,
it was, and it was the actually Truma that was very slow to come to the party.
Yeah, and I don't know whether that's a fault of Truma. I mean, I had the manager in the end ring me, and he was really responsive. But I sort of worry about other people who have, which I none of my business, of course, but I do think it's a concern that if you have a back-to-base warranty as opposed to not having a back-to-base warranty, what are you going to do for if you're out in the middle of the bush, your bits of kit's under warranty? How are you going to book that in to get it looked at, and how you serve? These are the questions we need to ask. So in the case of mine, when I initially contacted the company, they said I have to take it to this dealer, okay, this agent for Truma, which is fine. So I've taken it to them, but they said, oh look, we're booked out for the next couple of weeks. I mean, it was school holidays, understandable. So what do? I've got no water. I have to work a bypass, but it's under warranty, so I can't legally start disconnecting stuff. Am I voiding my warranty? I don't know. So for me, the only way to have water is to either go to a caravan park or to disconnect the hot water system and do a workaround, which I don't want to do.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So those are questions I want answered. So consider this when you're buying your van, I guess, and these are what I want to find out. Consider when you're buying your van, do you have this back-to-base warranty that they are going to be able to help you with? Now, in the case of MDC, they were fantastic. They intercepted the problems I was having where I was locating and went directly, and then got the manager at Truma, who was fantastic. And when they actually organised that part, they were fantastic. But what about some of the other equipment that you had breakages with? What about the things that aren't really good or are good? And stay watching, because I've got a video coming up, which is living with the MDC Forbes 12 Plus 12 months later. So I've had mine over 12 months. And as a bit of a hint, I'm thoroughly satisfied with the product. I fucking love it. Excuse the language, people, but that's the only way to describe it. It's a great bit of kit. The van, the frame, all that sort of stuff is fantastic. It's just the little bits and pieces that are through other companies.
The add-ons.
The add-ons that are a little bit causing...
Which was the Truma kit and the water
the Truma kit?
Point.
Oh, no, the actual little door. The door on the side of these Trumas is getting brittle, and like I went up the snow country mine, and you could not physically remove it. There was nothing you could do. As soon as you touched it, it was brittle, and it just broke. And this was on a van 3 months old.
Yeah.
Yeah. So MDC were fantastic. They got a workaround. They showed me how to fix it. They actually took it in and fixed the door, so it was not an issue. But we'll put a link up later and show you that you can actually buy these doors all off market, from I think so, RV Parts maybe, one of those sort of companies. So it shows you that it's not an isolated thing. It's not something that happens infrequently. Otherwise, the parts would not be there secondhand to get it, would it?
Yeah, that's right. For a caravan camper, look at some of the forums, like NDC forums, Goldfields, Mars.
Join them. Yeah,
join the forums, have a look, and you'll see where people are either complaining about a problem, or they're looking for a solution to a problem,
or they're putting out little mods about how they've got around things.
Yeah, so they're good things to look for.
But can I just highlight one point? Like the first thing people have to understand, and I'm hoping I'm not sucking eggs for a lot of people out there, is that when you get a caravan or an off-roader or anything else like that, if you have the attitude from the start that you're towing a house on wheels, your travelling experience with a van or a camper is going to be far more enjoyable, as opposed to thinking that you might be towing a boat or a box trailer or driving your car down the road and this sort of stuff without any real thing to go wrong. These are complex bits of kit, and they're only getting more complex as people's demand for more luxuries and more niceties, all this sort of stuff happens. So, like, back when you and I were a young fellow, we just had a covered wagon and a couple of horses, so nothing went wrong, did it?
Except for colic.
Except for colic, yeah. So, but you see what I'm getting at. Things. What are you doing, Frankie? Things are getting a little bit more, I suppose, luxurious, family orientated. There's a lot more variety out there, isn't there?
Yeah, it's like the cars these days.
Yep.
The more stuff you add to it, the more electronics, the more computers, there's more problems.
Yeah.
Not will occur, can occur.
Yeah, that's right.
And you get a lot of these, like people are saying, oh, all the stuff's going from China. Yeah, most of them are. But you'll find that some of the better manufacturers that are importing the basic frames, they're taking out the parts that are not,
they're not satisfied,
reliable.
Yeah.
And they're upgrading to quality products. Now, if you just quiz your manufacturer, what are your bearings like? And they'll say, oh, we've upgraded to Timken bearings.
Timken bearings, yeah, like that sort of thing, or just things that, and then look up the reliability of that. Like there's no question that Timken bearings are a tried and proved product, and there's a lot of stuff like that.
That's right. But I know Mars are improving their reputation, improving their brand.
Yep.
By listening to what the consumers are feeding back to them.
Yeah.
And they have recently got rid of the diesel heaters that they used to have, and they put in a quality Australian-made diesel heater.
Yeah, so which raises a good point. Like we've got, first of all, we've got like people that there's people that are saying I'm genuine Australia, that's it, and that's fine. But you consider how much of the stuff in there has Chinese stuff in it, like your electronics, your heaters, your some of your fittings, your door latches, and these sorts of things. So wheel nuts, you're like, where is the stuff that's all genuine Australian, and how much is a cost consideration to an experience? So if you've got a spare $250,000, I don't. Yeah, but I'm having no issues really with mine. Like it's a good product, but I'm not naysaying the people who want to spend $250,000. I'd love to. I'd love to be driving around in some of these great big 4.5 ton towing capacity things, but I've limited budget, and this is where we're focusing our channel mainly. We're focusing on the mums and dads and the retired, the semi-retired, and we're offering you our experiences and what we've found along the way. And we've learned a lot of shit. We've done a lot of stuff wrong. We've got a lot of stuff we don't need.
Yeah.
And we could have saved some money along the way too. So, but we're learning.
Yeah.
And speak, which is where it all started. We're back at, what's this place?
This is the Butts Reserve.
Butts Reserve, Maldon, yeah.
They've blocked off my favourite camping area, which was that away.
Yep.
That was because people did the wrong thing.
Yeah.
But there's still plenty of camping down the bottom end. It still is a popular caravan camping spot.
And it's a great spot to consider as a bit of a central location for those people who just want to have a look around the district as well. You know, like it's no cost here. Is it a light slide? What's the cost? Nothing.
Yeah, costs nothing.
Yeah, you got to bring your own water. It's got a toilet.
Yeah, there are toilets down there.
Yeah.
There's no showers.
No.
But it's in central Victoria. You've got Maryborough, you've got Bendigo, Castlemaine, Malden, the Talbot Market on the third Sunday of the month or something.
Yep.
That's a fantastic little market they can go to.
Yep. And this you see a lot of people out there talking about the current proposed changes.
Your New South Wales national parks, the fees they're trying to bring in.
Yeah, and these are scary. Like, these aren't small changes. These are going to affect the majority, it sounds like, of people who just want to go for a weekend somewhere. Like, I've seen a lot. I'd like to know a lot more. So put in the comments if you want us to really have a look into what's going on. So far, the changes I can't really see have been fixed yet. I know there was a cut-off date to this was last Saturday went by of
the surveys.
The surveys.
But the survey forms didn't really give you much to fully comment.
Yep.
And put your opinion across. It was
go.
Like cut and paste type answers. I sort of tried to put in other little bits in another section.
Yep.
But even like Victoria, they're trying to, I think it's more revenue earning for Victoria.
Yep.
They sort of introduced
it's in New South
free
Wales
camping,
too.
And then they said, oh, look, New South Wales has said, oh, you know, it's ghost camping that's causing the problem. And it's this, it's people leaving rubbish. And then you look into it, and you look at the rubbish left behind. In some cases, a three-piece suite. Well, what camper takes a three-piece bloody suite?
Yeah, so it's...
You know, there's
other situations as well. Or I don't know. Is it people who got no place to live and then when they find some place to live, it's left behind? I don't know. Is it just people are dumping rubbish from moving house or something? Or who knows?
Yeah. But some of it is campers.
Yeah.
Some of it isn't.
So, but anyway, I think we're moving off track a bit anyway. But like, I think that the concerns are real for us. You know, like, and for a lot of campers, like, you've got expensive equipment out there, expensive vans, you want to travel, and then there's more and more restrictions being put on the everyday Australian who wants to get out and just have a look and go somewhere that's cheap to camp or keep cheap to have a bit of a holiday. Now, if we're facing fees from rises of what we've heard from a few dollars up to $50, $60 a night to stay at a camping site, is that rumour mongering or is that actually what's happening?
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens from that survey.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
yeah,
it's a bit of a concern.
Move in the camera, mate. Can't see you.
Can't you?
No, you're out of it.
Wrong way.
Other way.
That's right. Here I am.
Yeah, there you
I
are.
was going the wrong bloody way.
Yeah. Frankie, come on back here, girl.
Yeah.
Frankie, come on, quick.
Look, I'm not a person who likes the caravan parks. I prefer to be in a setting like this.
I'm just going to rescue my dog while you keep talking, Mcdaddy.
Just
come here, girl.
It's the peace and quiet and the serenity that I like coming out here into the bush.
Back here.
I relax better.
Good girl.
There's a lot of people.
You're supposed to be with me.
You've been in the city for so long, and you're the hustle and bustle, and you just don't need the crap that all that brings.
Come on.
So these quiet bush places are where people can relax, enjoy life. You retrieved that mutt yet?
Hey. It's all right, girl. Listen to the old codger, mate. So where were we up to?
Just general chit chat.
Yeah, it's it is a concern for people on limited budgets to be able to then go into these places that are going to propose of $50 or $60 a night. I don't know whether it's going to happen.
Look, you go into a park caravan site and you're generally looking, say between $30 and $70 a night, park sites.
Yeah, I don't know who pays $70 a night, but I've seen them.
Yeah.
I won't mention those parks, but they're a long way away from us.
Well, mention one. I think I'll talk to the actual people.
Yep.
And that was that one that we stayed at in Western Australia.
Yeah.
And we'd stayed there for a few days. And because Tubby was trying to get his hot water service fixed.
Yep.
I said, look, can we extend for 3 days? And they wanted to double
Double the
That's
cost
the cost. No,
because we
hang
moved
on.
into peak holiday season, yeah.
Yeah,
But we'd already been staying there.
that's
Yeah,
irrelevant. And
yeah.
when I quizzed them about it, they said, "Oh, we can charge what we like." We're like the airports. We can change prices
That's right, yeah.
5 times a day.
Yeah, they said that, didn't they?
Yeah, so I'm going to have a talk to the overarching
Company.
company,
Yep.
right? Because a lot of these caravan parks are associated with different groups.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's something that's got to be addressed. You know, if you're going to charge it seasonally, that's fine. But from one day to the next, you shouldn't be having prices vary by $50 to $100.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, when we're looking through some of these forums and questions, like I'm going through some of these groups now, and you can see some of the questions that people are asking. The main ones generalising when people are getting into it are, what vehicle should we be towing with? Or what van are we going to buy to tow with this? And there's that's it's a hell of a question too. So I'd like to try and address that a bit too while we're doing our treks around the caravan camping show. So with our channel, we're looking at the four-wheel drive twin tub utes and things like that, or the vehicles that are four-cylinder style diesels and these kinds of things. So most of those vehicles, we're talking towing up to a maximum of about 3 tonne, even though the vehicles themselves be 3.5 tonne towing capacity. That's where we're looking at and investigating and trying to get our experience and our knowledge base up on. So for us, we've done a lot of towing in the Colorado and the BT50,
Yeah,
which
did,
now this is the Isuzu version of the BT50. So the big thing I want to put out to people is that you get your vehicle weighed and you do it regularly and ensure that you're within that GVM. There's also questions about what's GVM, what's ATM, what's GCM, and those kinds of things. All right, so we can get a bit of that at one of the videos as well too, so discuss a bit about that. The next questions we've had is people talking about things that go wrong with their vans, or the brands, that things that can go wrong with them. So I'd advise people to get on the forums of the particular vans that you're looking at. So the common ones that are the Chinese brand ones at the moment would be, I suppose, there's MDC, there's Mars, there's what is the other common ones?
Well, practically every brand in Australia.
Yeah, Easy Trail, those kinds of things. So those kinds of vans, you're running in the costs of around generally $40,000 to $75,000 for something that's a family orientated van, wouldn't you?
Yeah, that's right. And then you get the Australian one that's built over in Adelaide, ARO or something, and they're 125,000.
Yeah, and I mean, if you've got that money, God, yeah, have a good look at them. There's some really good. I would not ever say to anyone, I would personally buy Australian if I could afford it. I would have everything in the ground up Australian and push that manufacturing
base. As long as that quality's there.
Yeah. So, which raises another question. Are you getting a better van with a Chinese-made van? Are you getting a better van for an American-made van? Are you getting a better made quality for an all-Australian-made van? And I'll go back to that original thing. You are towing a house. Things are going to go wrong. And it comes back to that initial comment that we made, is that it comes, when it comes to buying a van, check what your warranties are and check what your, excuse me, check what the after sales service is like. It's like a vehicle or anything of these that your big purchases you have. If you've got the after sales service, the experience is going to be phenomenal. If you don't have the after sales service, it's a nightmare from the start up.
Yeah,
and
you see that on the forums.
Lemon
we
Caravans,
can't even contact the service staff.
That's right.
That's no good, yeah.
Yeah, we've put down $100,000 on a van and it's not turned up, or so that's where people can use companies like VCAT and these types of things, which of course is going to be a long process. So get on the forums, have a really good look at what the experiences people are going through, and buyer be wary on some of the stuff that's out there. But do your homework, do your research.
Yeah.
Right, so what other sorts of questions we've had coming up?
Well, I'd like to see some people put some comments in the video.
Yep.
What type of van do they want us to look at?
Yeah.
What questions have you got?
Well, we've got a show coming up this Friday.
Yeah.
Saturday? Friday, Saturday. Yeah, something like that.
So we'll be going to the Bendigo one this week.
I think, yeah, this week Bendigo, and we've got another we can go to after that.
Yep.
So we'll go to the Bendigo show. We'll get the video up as soon as we can now. We like people to put in the comments of stuff they'd like to consider. We'll look at things like awnings. People are talking about the type of awnings that are on the side of their vans. There's the toilets and the showers. People are talking about toilets not flushing. There's also questions about how do I get my stove lit. So we can go around and show you those kinds of things. We'll talk to the manufacturers and find out, so the dealers, sorry, not manufacturers, but we'll talk to them about what are the common things that go wrong with the flushing toilets, or where do you find the fuses, or how do you change the battery in the starter for your stove, or these sorts of, because those things have been chopping and changing.
Yeah.
So that is a question that we can raise. What are the kinds of things? What wheel pressures you should be running, depending on the scenario. Like, are you off in the sand? Are you off on the beaches? Are you in the bush? Are you on the road? So these are all questions that I'd like people to pose. But there is formulas for that kind of thing too. But it's a common question that comes up as well. We've also seen a lot of accidents in the roads lately, especially with vans, trucks, and cars and these kinds of things, getting frustrated with each other to a certain degree. And what I'd like to say from my experience over all the years that we've been doing any sort of towing or camping and that, carry a radio. Your best friend on the roads when you're travelling any distance with the vans is communications with each other, communications with the trucks. And once you understand what the trucks and the truck drivers especially are looking for or hoping to see with van drivers, then it's a lot smoother operation, isn't it?
Yeah, but they don't want you slowing down and trying to pull off the road, because you're actually slowing them down and they're towing 60, 70 tonnes.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
So if you talk to them on the CB,
yep,
and say, okay, I can see you there.
I think the days of CB are gone though, mate, but well I know what you mean. UHF, yeah. Not the pedal-powered things that you use.
But yeah, if you communicate to the truck driver, he'll let you know if he wants to pass, when he wants to pass, because he's sitting up higher than you, and he's also talking to other truckies, and they'll let you know when's the best time.
And they know these roads really well.
Yeah.
They'll tell you, okay, look, there's a bit of a straight coming up in a kilometre. I'd appreciate just maintain a good speed and then let me pass on this next bit straight. So stay on the road. But when you see him coming past, then as he's level with you, then start dropping off. But we'll talk about that and establish that with the truck driver. Understand what he wants from you, and then you'll find that your journey will be a lot more friendly as well.
Yeah. Some of these things I do put up on our Facebook page.
Yep.
Like from Outback Truckers and things like that.
Yep.
If I see something which I think is relevant to us, I'll share it on my page.
Yep.
Or our page, I should say.
Yep. It's all right. I get the drift. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, so we'll have a bit of a look around. Please try and throw some comments to us as soon as you can. We've got the show coming up very soon. We'll try and get this video up before that and get the feedback. If we don't get the feedback, we'll try and anticipate what you guys might have to, and girls' side have to ask, and try and get a good experience for it.
Yep, that's all we can do. The more questions and comments that we get, the better information we can give you.
And hopefully make your buying experience or your travelling experience a little bit more friendly as well.
Yep, no worries. Well, nearly time to head back.
Yep, it's getting late.
Yep. No, it's still in drought conditions here, even though New South Wales is flooded. With all that front that came through, we didn't even get 1 mil.
Yeah, you just got to look around us. It's as dry as dry. So be careful if you're out at the moment camping. Watch those fires.
And the roos, we've got
roos
an
are
extreme
everywhere.
amount of roos on the roadside trying to get some green pick.
It's another thing, yeah, there's been a lot of people hitting roos lately, haven't there?
Yeah, well, in a kilometre stretch just down the road here, there's 5 roos that was killed in the last couple of days.
Jeez.
But yeah, and I go to my backyard and there might be 20 there. So,
Yep.
yeah. If you're in the central Victoria area, roos are a problem.
Yep. Alrighty, people. We'll see what we can do. There's a lot of these are just thought bubbles we're having as we're talking to you. We'll see what we can do and get in some decent information back to you based on your responses and make it as informative as possible.
Yep. No worries.
It's goodbye from me and goodbye from him, as the Ronnies used to say.
Yeah, I'm out of here.
See you later.
I'm going home for some tucker.
Me too.